Good afternoon, guys. Good evening. Welcome in. Glad to have you here. I'm not going to have the cam on tonight just because I got everything set up, but glad to have you here. Hi, Mika, Aero Entertainment. Get your name. Wolf Gaming. Glad to have you here. All right, we're going to try to get a quick one in here before I got to get to bed. And hopefully we'll be able to, maybe tomorrow morning, get in a longer flight back down to Australia. But this flight is gonna be World Tour Flight 244 from Christmas Island to Cocos Islands, the Cocos Keeling, or the Keeling Islands, here in the Indian Ocean. We're headed a little bit further to the west. We're gonna be in the Airbus A320neo with the FlyByWire A20N mod. We're on Virgin Australia and we're flight 1918. See the catering vehicles pulling away. We got 532 nautical miles, it looks like, for this flight. About 2 hours. Weather is a little overcast. And the windsocks are weird at this airport, to say the least. Let's get inside the plane and get things started, set up. And I need to get whatchamacallit, start up FS to crew. Yes, starting up. Awesome, there it is. Okay. Of course, the settings always change for some reason. Alright, there we go. Alright, so we'll do our safety check. Engine master switches are in the off position. Ignition selector normal. Weather radar off. Landing gear down. Wipers both off. And we'll start the pre-flight stuff for the co-pilot. So you can see he's got the external power going. Turn on that overhead lighting. Now we're going to do, while he's getting things set up, we're going to do the overhead panel scan, clearing out white lights. So we're going to turn on the crew oxygen supply, ground control on here, do a CVR test. This remains good, all good right here. Captain and purser for that. That are adheres to nav. Gotta wait on that. Back down here, strobe auto, nav logo light on, put the wing light on as well. Continue through. Once we have the APU, we'll turn on the APU bleed. Seatbelt signs we'll keep off. No smoking auto, emergency lights armed. And keeping everything here cleared. We'll do an engine fire test. We'll do the APU fire test. Engine fire test. Fire test 2. And APU bleed can come on. You can see the packs are available. We'll keep everything there. We have a Gen 1 and Gen 2 fault. That's for the engine. That's good. We want to get the pump here for the APU. Actually, you can put any of them on. Put the center pumps on for now. And everything good. We got white lights. Audio switching normal. And that's about all we need right there. Right, forgot to update this today, so we're a little out of date with our nav database, our AirRack, but it shouldn't be a big deal on this flight. Request from SimBrief. We got our departure right here is Christmas Island, going over to Cocos, Yankee Papa Charlie Charlie. Alternate is Carta, Whiskey India, India. Flight number, velocity 1918, cost index of 9, flight level 340 today. That checks out. And we're all good on that page. We'll go right here and we can actually jump over and start making sure we get our fuel. You can see here, it even highlights a little bit some of the big things right here. We got scattered clouds at 200 feet, broken clouds at 700 feet, overcast 7,100 feet. So it highlights those because those are pretty low, but we will be able to take off. But we'll probably want to put a little anti-ice just in case. All right, coming down here, fuel. We need 9,000. We only got, it's gonna take 10 minutes, so we're gonna start loading that right now. Payload, we have 170 passengers, 3,700 for cargo. All right, so 60.5 for 0 fuel weight. And typically it looks like it's about, always usually about 33.
Fuel truck is in position.
Or why the fuel truck came over. Pretty few. Okay, so the fuel truck's gonna get out and do something. Doesn't always work, but sometimes it does, so. I don't know if they did an update with GSX and it's working again. Maybe we'll have to try that out, or I'll have to try it out. In any case, it's fueling through the system. Alright. Up these screens. Planning block is going to be 9.0 for fuel. Wind right here, sim brief. Go to raw, and we're looking at that wind component. Average wind component minus 13, so a headwind of 13 knots. And that's where we're going to go to the fuel plant. We're going to start loading passengers and everything right now.
Boarding requested.
Alright, so double checking that our flight plan has been loaded in right. We got the airport to X-ray Mike X-ray, which is the VOR here. We got Golf 200 for an airway to Charlie Charlie, which I'm assuming is the VOR for Cocos. Clear out that discontinuity. We're going to go runway 36 as our departure. And we'll insert that. While we're at it, we'll get our flight clearance.
Do you want to board crew?
I think if I did a custom for all this for the boarding. I don't think I did. It'd be okay.
Passengers boarding starting.
Okay, performance page. The passengers starting to come out of the building over there. Alright, so we got our calculator. Hit the calculate button here to get our configuration. We're going to do a config 2 for flaps. That's an unusual one. Flex 51. I'm not sure what this F51 is. Is that 51 degrees Fahrenheit? Because usually, I don't recall seeing F51. A little different. Okay, we got 144, 144, and 149. Oops. Transition is 10,000 actually. And 2,000 feet will be our engine out. Oh, a little bit different on this flight. Usually numbers are just slightly different. Here they all come. Yeah, path could be a little bit better, but all right, and let's believe we got everything in there that we need.
Hello. Thank you.
Get our flight clearance. Yes, no.
Morning.
I guess we don't really have any clearance to get here.
Morning.
We'll just climb to 10,000 initial. A little concerning with this route. Check the box.
Okay.
Alright, 3 more minutes on
Hi,
the fuel.
security and safety checks are all done. Are we good to start boarding?
Yes.
Okay.
Not like I didn't start boarding anyway. Glare shield lights as required. Altimeter and barometric reference set 1012. Flight director buttons on. EFIS modes as required. Speed dashed heading. Heading VS or track FPA, we have it on heading. And vertical speed. FCU altitude, we have it at 10,000. Standby instrument, check ASI, altitude and horizon looks good. Clock check, and anti-skid nose wheel steering is on. Audio control panel check. Weather radar off. Gain and tilt set mode as required. Switching knobs all 4 are normal. ECAM status page normal. Pressure page, we want to make sure it's at landing elevation auto right there. It is. I'll turn up these displays since we are, could be about 4 in the afternoon, I believe. But our takeoff time is about 4:05. Yep, got about 15 minutes. 15, 16, 17 minutes or so. Continuing down, double checking, want to make sure that the cockpit door, we can close that now. Thrust levers are idle, master switches off, engine mode selector normal, parking brake on, gravity gear extension check stowed, ATC mode selector auto, system 1, altitude reporting on, Tara, we're still on the standby. We'll just go 1200 since we don't have a set code right now, squawk code. Hi, passengers are all on board, so we can. And it looks like all the cargo's on board too. Fuel truck's kind of sitting weird in the way. That will happen. Moving along nicely. Back to the door page. We're gonna see that cargo door closing. We'll be good to go. About 300 kilos more. I'm doing all right. Got off of work early today and then burned the rest of the afternoon shopping and spending the money that I didn't make at work. So the money I would have made, instead I went into the hole. So, not great, but nice to get off early, get a bunch of stuff knocked out today, and then tomorrow, for Father's Day, I'll be able to fly in the morning, we'll go to church, and then we'll do some cookouts and stuff later in the afternoon. Basically, all the chores have already been done today. All right, doors are closed, seat belts, harness, pedals, armrest, all adjusted. Fuel on board, check, 9,000 kilos. FMS takeoff data, right there, 144, 144, 149, 10,000 transition, 2,000 engine out, flaps 251, flex takeoff temperature, that matches our calculator. MCDU, we have it on the performance page right now. External power, check, off, and removed. All right. 4-star checklist, down to the line.
Cockpit prep.
Completed.
Completed. Gear pins and covers.
Removed.
Signs.
On and auto.
ADIRS.
Nav.
Fuel quantity.
9,000 kilograms.
Takeoff data.
Set.
Barrel ref.
1012, set.
1012. Set. Down to the line.
Alright, beacon light on. And we'll call the tow truck. I'm not sure we need the tow truck, actually. Fuel truck should go away by now. Yeah, we'll need the tow truck just to kind of push us. So... fuel truck should leave. Go away, fuel truck.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Below the line.
Windows and doors.
Closed.
Closed. Beacon.
On.
Thrust levers.
Idle.
Parking brake.
On.
Before start checklist complete.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
I wish this guy would go away. Yeah, is it cold here or what? I mean, I don't think it is. I think it's... what do we got? There. 25 degrees Celsius. I'm not sure why this guy's all bundled up.
Lock in gear. Release parking brakes, please.
Parking brakes are released.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Alright. Ignition. Start. Starting engine 2.
Check.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now commence the safety demonstration. Each aircraft may be different, so we'd appreciate your attention to the TV monitor closest to you.
This is what I wanted.
Hi, and welcome on board Virgin Australia.
This safety information video will show you some of the safety features of this aircraft, including information that could help you in the unlikely event of an emergency. Even if you fly often and have a magazine to read, we'd really appreciate your full attention.
First, please check that all your cabin baggage is securely stowed away in the overhead locker or under the seat in front of you.
Parking
as
brake
the
set.
aisle and exits must be completely
Alright, let's try
clear and
turn the fuel
tidy.
pumps on, right? And now the engine should
As
start
we're
up.
about to leave, you need to fasten your seatbelt low and tight around your hips. To fasten your seatbelt, push both ends together until they click. To adjust, pull the strap until tight, and to release, simply lift the buckle.
It is a requirement that you fasten your seatbelt whenever the seatbelt
Look, my
sign is
wheels are
illuminated, or
messed
you are
up a little on
instructed
the-
to do so by the crew. We recommend that you fasten your seatbelt whenever you are seated, and if you plan to sleep, please fasten your seatbelt over the blanket.
In case you haven't caught a plane in the last century, this is a non-smoking flight. Smoking is not permitted anywhere on the aircraft, including the lavatories, which are fitted with smoke detectors and alarms.
The cabin is pressurized during the flight. However, if oxygen is required, masks will automatically drop from the unit above your head. Pull the mask down firmly towards you to start the flow of oxygen. Oxygen will flow through the mask even if the bag does not inflate. Place the mask over your nose and mouth and fit the elastic strap over your head. You may need to adjust the
Starting
strap
engine
on the
one.
side of the mask.
Check.
It is important you fit your own mask first before helping others.
Please study the safety instruction card in the seat pocket. It provides detailed information on life jackets, as well as the operation and location of the exits and slide rafts on this aircraft. The safety instruction card also shows the brace position. If directed
Alright, we're going to be
to adopt
taxiing to the
brace
right. We're
position,
going to turn
make
on
sure
our
your
lights and everything,
seatbelt
and
is
then double
tightly
back down the
fastened.
runway to our right.
Place both feet
Since we're
together
taking off
on
runway
the floor
36.
with your feet just behind your knees. Lean forward as far as possible, cross your wrists, and hold onto the top of the seat in front of you. Then rest your head on your arms. If there's no seat in front of you, lean forward as far as possible and wrap your arms around your knees.
Your life jacket is located under or beside your seat. When instructed, remove the life jacket and take it from the bag. Slip the life jacket over your head, pass the strap around your waist, and clip the two ends together. To tighten the life jacket, pull the strap. Once you are outside the aircraft, inflate the jacket by pulling the toggle. For additional inflation, blow into the mouthpiece. There is a light and a whistle for attracting attention. Infant and spare adult life jackets are carried on board and will be distributed by your cabin crew if required.
This aircraft is fitted with slide rafts, escape slides, and signalling devices.
After start
Located in clearly
checklist.
marked stowages.
Anti-ice.
The cabin crew will deploy
Off.
them in the unlikely event of an
Decom
emergency.
status.
Please refer to the safety
Check.
instruction card for more
Pitch trim.
information.
Set.
Your nearest exit, which may be behind
Set and
you,
checked.
are being pointed out now
Rudder
by a
trim.
cabin crew
0.
member in your area.
After start
Please
checklist
take a
complete.
moment to locate your nearest exit. In the event of reduced visibility, the exits can be found by following the escape path lighting. While you are on board the aircraft,
Alright,
you
so
are
we'll do
required to
flight
follow
control
all
check.
illuminated information signs and all instructions from crew members.
On Virgin Australia, you may use permitted electronic devices.
Flight control check.
However, they must
Ready.
be turned off for takeoff and landing,
down.
or any time
Pull
you're
up.
instructed to do
Neutral.
so by the crew.
Pull left.
You may use your mobile phone and
Pull
other
right.
portable electronic
Neutral.
devices whenever the
Rudder.
signs throughout the cabin are not illuminated.
As we are about to
Pull
take
left.
off, please ensure
Pull
your
right.
seatbelt is tightly
Neutral.
fastened. Your seat back is upright with armrest down, and your tray
Pull
table
down.
is folded away. At this time,
Neutral.
your window blind must be open.
Full left.
Where fitted,
Full right.
leg rests
Neutral.
must be retracted,
Doesn't do a very good
and
job on that.
movable TV monitors must be put away.
Don't forget, your safety is really important to us. The crew are here to help should you have any questions.
Thank you for your attention, and please enjoy your flight with Virgin Australia.
Clear left side.
Clear right side.
Christmas Island traffic. Velocity 1918. Taxiing to runway 36. That's the takeoff config. No blue. Huh. I've never had it. First time in a long time where I've had it where the plane doesn't want to just roll automatically. I guess we're on an incline or something. Because usually the Airbus will just kind of roll in idle. Okay, lights are all on since we're going on the runway. Cabin crew secure for takeoff. Alright, we got flaps 2. Before takeoff checklist.
Flight controls.
Checked.
Checked. Flight instruments.
Checked.
Checked. Briefing.
Confirmed.
Flap setting.
Config 2.
Config 2. V1, VR, V2, flex temp. Approach path clear of traffic.
I think the plane is like really jammed up. He's locking the brakes or something weird. (144, 144, 149), flexing 51 degrees.
V1, 1, 4, 4, VR, 1, 4, 4, V2, 1, 4, 9, ATC.
Set.
VCAM Memo.
Take off, no blue. Take off, no blue.
Down to the line.
Velocity, or Christmas Island traffic, velocity 1918, ready for departure. Runway 36. Alright. Make sure, I don't think we have to do another checklist here, do we? Oh yeah, we do. Below the line.
Takeoff runway.
36 confirmed.
Cabin crew.
Advised.
TCAS.
TARA.
Engine mode selector.
Normal.
PAX.
On.
Before takeoff checklist complete.
Ready?
Ready.
Take off. Take off.
Check. Thrust set.
Check.
(100 knots). V1, rotate. Positive climb.
Gear up.
Velocity 1918, radar contact, climb and maintain, flight level 100.
Climb and maintain. Flight level 100.
Gear up.
Velocity 1918.
Flap 0.
Speed checked.
Thrust climb.
Checked.
Autopilot 1 on.
Flaps 0.
Autopilot 1 on. After takeoff, climb checklist.
Landing gear.
Up.
Flaps.
Retracted.
Packs.
On.
Down to the line.
Alright, we're a little over speed on the takeoff. But we made our turn. We're headed slightly southwest now. Out to Tatad. 258 degrees. And you can see lots of cloud cover here. Should be breaking through pretty soon. Definitely IFR conditions. We do have VFR conditions currently in on the Cook Islands. We got about 6 knot, currently a 6 knot crosswind and a 7 knot headwind on runway 15 is our plan there.
Climb and maintain flight level 190, velocity 1918.
Alright, flight level 190 set. And there we are, breaking the clouds. Just as we cross 10,000. Turn off the landing lights. We can also turn off the seatbelt sign since it'll be a nice, should be smooth. Wait a couple more thousand. We'll go standard pressure. Below the line.
Barrow ref.
Standard set.
Standard set. After takeoff, climb checklist complete.
Seatbelts off. There you go. Seatbelts are off. Beautiful clouds below us. We're not experiencing too much turbulence at all. Nice. Always a treat to see the clouds. Gives that nice volume.
1918, climb and maintain, flight level 250.
Climb and maintain. Flight level 250. Velocity 1918.
Flight level 250 set. Alright, so we should be arriving as the sun's about setting, or well, should be starting to be setting as we get into the Cocos Islands, so it should be a beautiful arrival. If we have some clouds. Leaving the clouds behind, but got to have those beautiful volume of clouds from about, what, 200 feet, I think it was saying. So, always nice to see. I was hoping to be able to do this flight and then do some time acceleration from Cocos Islands down to Perth, which is going to be about a 5-hour flight, but I guess I will have to try to get that in tomorrow morning. Be tight, and I'll have to get up early and hopefully knock it out. And if I don't get up and have enough time, I might just do like a SkyWest flight and do some Pilot's Life or something. Get a flight in.
Your seat pockets and details fresh and local dining options. Shortly we will take your orders. For your convenience, there are lavatories located both forward and rear of your cabin.
But I guess I didn't even I didn't even have this flight scheduled for Sunday. I guess I was thinking I wouldn't have off until midweek. So if I don't fly tomorrow, but I think I will. I think I should be able to get a world tour flight in, and if not, we'll do an American flight, SkyWest in the U.S. I think flying Amarillo to Houston or something, or up to Amarillo. And then Thursday we'll knock out that flight. I have so look for some flights tomorrow, but for sure on Thursday morning we'll have that next world tour flight, either back to Perth or from Perth across the country over to Brisbane. And for that Perth to Brisbane flight, we'll probably I'm going to kind of customize the route, and we'll kind of lengthen the flight, go up to Alice Springs. That way we can kind of pass over the middle of the country through the desert, kind of see the beautiful Australian countryside, the middle of Australia. If we do kind of the typical flight from Perth to Brisbane, it's similar to the flight from Sydney to Perth, where we kind of skirt across the bight, the Australian bight there on the south end. We don't really get to see the middle of the country. So that's my plan there.
Velocity 1918, climb and maintain, flight level 340, contact Melbourne.
Alright, we got
119.8.
set flight level 340, our cruise.
Level 340. Contact Melbourne Centre 119.8. Velocity 1918. Melbourne Centre, velocity 1918. Inbound, Tango Alpha, Tango Oscar Delta. At flight level 240. Climbing, flight level 340.
Velocity 1918, radar contact, continue climb, flight level 340.
Continue climb, flight level 340. Velocity 1918.
1,000 to go.
Hey guys. Alright, we're at our cruise, 34,000 feet, flight level 340. And I should actually update this map. There we go. Whew. Looks like we're just under halfway to Cocos Islands. Austin, it looks like we have another 48 minutes. The total flight, I think, is about... I got anywhere between an hour and a half and 2 hours. Let's see what it says in the flight plan itself, what it gave us. An hour and a half, 1 hour, 31 minutes scheduled time, it looks like. Looks like we still have clouds, which is pretty cool. I didn't expect to see much on this flight, since we are just flying over the Indian Ocean, south of Indonesia. We do have quite a bit of cloud cover. Pretty cool to see. Now I'm gonna give it I'm just gonna boost the speed just a little bit for a tiny amount of time. We can get through this cruise a little quicker, because getting a little late. Getting around that bedtime. We'll kind of get up to, I think, this next waypoint, which is MVAS. Take that out, MVAS, and then we'll have top of descent. So we'll speed this up.
Sim rate 1.
I always forget how to adjust the sim rate, though, for 1 or 2 days of not doing it.
Sim rate 2.
There we go. Alright, so we're at double speed right now. Yep, just stepped away for a moment. Kind of the evening, so kind of got to bounce back and forth, but not a ton to do during cruise. Hope you guys are all doing well yourselves. You have control.
I have control.
Alright, so while we're kind of on this speeding over, we're gonna check out the weather. Alright, received messages from Medar. Print that out. Check out the Medar for Yankee Papa Charlie Charlie. June 18th, 0:30 Zulu, so that's about 40 minutes ago now. Winds 180 at 11 knots. Unlimited visibility. Scattered clouds at 1,700 feet. Scattered clouds at 2,900 feet. 25 degrees Celsius, dew point 23, and QNH 1011. So we do have some clouds, but I believe we are still in VFR conditions. Yes, we are. And it looks like we'll have a bit of crosswind. A little bit of crosswind. Good headwind. Yeah. Oh, 6 knot crosswind, so let's be aware of that. Printed that off so there, and we can go to the performance page and get our approach stuff set up. So 1011 for the QNH, temperature 25, wind 180 at 11 knots, transition 10,000, transition altitude 10,000. Gross speed, we got 135 right there. Minimum, once we are kind of clear on which approach we're doing. I think we're going to be doing a VOR, but I'm not sure which one we have in the plan, or that the center will give us. Hey Vicky, welcome back. Alright, I'm looking for... Alright, we'll go over to our calculator. Again, the landing. Bring that up here. Alright, so we're going runway 15. We're going to have full flaps. Wind is just fairly off there. 11 knots. Alright, so full flap configuration, pro speed 142 plus 5, landing speed 137. There's no way to change this, unfortunately. But our landing speed is going to actually be 137. You can see our auto brake options. We'll go with the auto brake medium, so that we have runway to work with. Set that right now. Just returned from the pool and the store. Yeah, I got off of work early. Then we did a little clothes shopping and then some grocery shopping, and suddenly it was about 6 o'clock and I couldn't believe the whole afternoon was gone after getting off of work early. It's pretty amazing. Alright, you can see we're on 2 times speed. Once we get close to this descent, we'll go back to regular speed. Okay, just a little bit of time off the flight. Not much, but just a little bit. I'm just looking at my landing rate from the last flight. We had a landing rate of 53.11. That's a positive landing rate, meaning we were actually gaining altitude at a rate of 53 feet per minute. I don't understand how that works. It's weird, wonky. I don't feedback there. Actually, I'm going to check landing rate monitor, what landing rate monitor had, because that was what Volanta told us. Landing rate monitor might have something else. Let's see what we got. Where'd I go? My logbook. The last flight. Okay, so it's landing rate monitor said negative 55. So for some reason, Volanta got it backwards and gave us a negative 55. Surprisingly, the flight that I did, my ATR flight, I was doing a practice ATR flight, and everything went wrong on the landing, and it was only negative 444 feet per minute, even though I kind of crashed, and the landing gear didn't extend and all that stuff. But a little bit more work to do on the ATR. I don't know what happened on that landing attempt. I couldn't get anything to work right. It was weird. I'm hoping. Let's see. What do I have for last few flights here? So last flight we were negative 55, so it was as butter as you can get, I guess. Not sure if it actually was. From Sydney to Perth, we were in the 738, Boeing negative 211. Fiji to Sydney, we were in the 738, negative 268 feet per minute. And then we had negative 148 in the Airbus. Nearly negative 400 when we landed in Wallace and Futuna. But yeah, most things we've been pretty good with landing rate. Every once in a while we'll get a plus 300 every once in a while, but it's been pretty decent with the occasional blip of a high 300s. I want to say it's been a little bit more consistent than there was a stretch there where it seemed like every landing was hard, and now I'm kind of, I had quite a few in the good range, I would say. Going to flight, what is it called? Landing rate monitor. It's saying my average landing rate this month, 9 flights, about 20 hours of flying, about 10,000 nautical miles. Average landing rate minus 246 feet per minute. So kind of where you want it. In this size plane, in the Airbus, Boeing 737-800 kind of size. Obviously, a smaller plane, we'd want to be a little less than that. Let's see. Pool was icy cold while the jacuzzi was warm. Yeah, typically how it is. Well, you hope it is. A set of new packies, because my older ones were broken and moldy. They're passies. Yeah, I got like couple t-shirts, like 3 t-shirts and a tank top, and my wife got a swimsuit. We got the boy another set of swim diapers, and I think we got some kind of disposable swim diapers as well, since he's starting to take swim lessons next Monday. Well, binkies and pacifiers. Okay. Alright, we gotta be getting pretty close to getting something from ATC, so we're gonna...
Sim rate 1.
Sim rate 1. Exactly 1 hour into the flight. Or 1 hour into our block time, I mean, that basically we pushed back at about He starts the clock, I think, once we finish pushback, so. Took off we're about 55 minutes in the flight. We took off about, 53 minutes in the flight. We took off about 9:07. That would be 55. Oh, I can't do math. Yeah, we took off 9:07. 9:07 Zulu time. In sim, of course. Real Zulu time, it's about 1:22 Zulu time, June 18th. $142 miles to go, 22 minutes on the estimated time, and getting pretty close to our top of descent. Zedan MX. Hello, welcome in. They help me with my extreme anxiety. I don't know why, but it does. Yeah, I mean, I suppose it could do that. I would think, I kind of need, sometimes I think it would be good to have like something for me to chew on. Like when I do get anxious, I kind of grind my teeth. So you better have like a mouth guard. Like when I played football, we had mouth guards, and I would, you know, by the end of the football season, those would be chewed through because, you know, you'd go through like 2 or 3 of those in a season. You just chew on them because it's just something to chew on. Yep, this is a plane. This is the Airbus A320 Neo. It's one of the, I think one of the most common planes in the world. It might be the most flown plane in the world. Let me actually just look quickly on Flight Aware. Track every live flight going on right now, and if I track live flights, browse by aircraft types, right now there are 1,357 Airbus A320s flying in the air at this moment. There are 1,320 Boeing 737-800s. So slight edge to the Airbus right now, but those are the 2 most popular planes flying in the air. Now, technically, I don't know if this is probably just the way the code is popping up on the aircraft tracker, but there is also the Airbus A320 Neo, which is what this plane is. There's only 321 in the air, but I would think that number is possibly higher. I'm not sure. But yeah, basically the same thing between the two. And if you add the two, basically the Airbus A320 and the Boeing 737-800, they fit that medium range plane, and they're the most popular ones in the air at the moment, according to Flight Aware. Let's see. All right. How long is this? We got another. It's saying my estimated time is saying 22 minutes. I don't know if that's if it's adjusting back to going regular speed. But we are 123 miles out. We're just about to our top of descent. That's what this little arrow going down means. Kind of our scheduled top of descent. We'll be arriving at Charlie Charlie, which is the VOR for the Cocos Islands Airport in the Cocos Islands. And we're 120 miles out from that. We're going to get there at 10:22. It's 10:05 right now, so about 17 minutes. Of course, we'll lose a little time as we start decreasing speed and all that. Alright, so we just got a call from Melbourne Center. Expect Charlie Charlie 1 VOR DME Yankee approach runway 15, report ready for descent. Alright, we are. Punch this into the map. So that VOR. I have a VOR. Okay, that works.
Expect Charlie Charlie 1 VORDME Yankee approach runway 15.
Only 2 homemade tacos? Whenever I eat tacos, I end up eating way too much. And lately, we've been making like 2 pounds of meat every time we do it, and that way I have leftover. So during the week, whenever we're just too lazy to make anything, I just throw some taco meat, shred some cheese, put some salsa on other stuff. Alright, ready for descent. You can see we're already behind the green dot, so get down. Go like this. We're going to descend on our own schedule because ATC sometimes struggles with giving us the clearance. Well, seatbelt sign's back on. I have control.
You have control.
Big problem is that speed brake doesn't want to work. We're going to do a quick initial descent to 3,000 feet. We just got clearance for flight level 250, 25,000 feet.
Descend and maintain. Flight level 250. Velocity 1918.
Jump in here and get our arrival put in. So we're doing a VOR 15. And where is it? There is no VOR. Oh, there it is. VOR 15 Yankee. We're doing via probably Charlie 1. And no star or anything. So we'll insert. Plan page. Just come in, loop out Charlie/07, and then we'll loop back in for the final little teardrop. Yep, we are south of Indonesia right now. Our alternate today is Jakarta. If we were to need, for some reason, to divert, we'd divert to Jakarta. I'm not sure why we wouldn't just go back to, well, I suppose basically Jakarta and our departure airport are possible. Oh no, this one we only have Jakarta as the alternate. Last flight we actually had Jakarta. We had a number of different airports were alternates for our flight to Christmas Island, which was interesting. And we had so many alternates. I think we had 2 or 3, including returning all the way back to Perth. Alright, so now we're down below the green dot by 6,000 feet, but it's good to be ahead of schedule because we have to bleed off all that air once we get to, or the speed once we get to 10,000 feet, and it seems like no matter what I do, I'm always chasing on the approach lately. We're just going to keep descending at this rate until we are. Alright, bring up the chart here. Here's our approach plate, Cocos, Keeling Island, Western Australia. I think that's Western Australia. I didn't realize it was actually part of West. I don't think it's part of Western Australia, but it's, I guess, possibly just classified with it. This is VOR Yankee runway 15. That matches up. You can also see the date right there, 27 November 2020. VOR for Charlie is 114.1. Final approach course 151 degrees. Minimum decision altitude is 500 feet. Height 495 because the runway is at 5 feet. It's conditional, so we'll have to see what that means. Missed approach, we're going to track out on 151 degrees and climb to 1,500 feet. Wait for instructions. Transition level is flight level 110. That's where we go from flight level to feet. And then transition altitude is 10,000 feet. That's where we go to the local barometric pressure. Max for initial is 210 knots. We have the visual here, a map version of our approach. Out 308 degrees, then turn 151 in for the landing. If we have to go around, we come out, obviously, 151 and get instructions. Here again, 1,500 feet at the VOR, 308 degrees. Make our turn, we should be at 1,300 feet. And once we get to Foxtrot Sierra 15 Yankee, we'll be a 3-degree slope into runway 15. Again, we got poppy lighting, 151 degrees, 1,500 for our go-around. And again, our minimums right there. Actual aero QNH, we're going to do 500. Forecast terminal QNH, we do 600. So depending on what information we have, our minimum changes. Okay, flight level 160, we're already well on our way. Jump back in here, performance page. And we are going to go with 500 feet for our minimum because we'll make sure we get that QNH.
Cabin crew, prepare for arrival.
You can see our speed's getting up there, but we're way ahead of the game so that we have plenty of time to get slowed down properly. Yep, next flight is back to Perth, where your great-grandmother's from. Vicky's great-grandmother's from Perth. Pretty cool. Yep, we'll be flying back into Perth, and then we'll be going to Brisbane via Alice Springs. We're not going to land in Alice Springs, but I'm going to put Alice Springs as part of the route. That way we can kind of get up into the Simpson Desert, see the center of Australia, and as opposed to kind of taking the circle route south of Australia, where we kind of just be flying over water again. I figure flying out to the Christmas Islands, flying between the Christmas Islands and Coco Islands, and then Coco Islands back to Perth is enough ocean flying. We're gonna have plenty more flying over open seas as we do some island hopping, continue our island hopping on our way into East Asia. We're gonna be once we get to the other side of Australia, we're going to jump out to Norfolk Island, then back to Australia, then out to Vanuatu, then to Fiji, Tuvalu. Not sure where we're going after that, but we're going to be working our way to the Solomon Islands and the Marshall Islands and Guam and Kiribati, all those places. So we're going to have quite a bit of open sea flying into the islands. So that flight from Perth to Brisbane will kind of direct it so we can get some flying over the Australia proper.
1,000 to go.
All right, 1,000 to go to get to our 13,000 I have in. I'm just going to put this to 10,000 right now. And once we get to 10,000, we'll start slowing up. We're well over our speeds. Popping everyone's eardrums poorly. There you go. Already got the Charlie VOR
1,000
input. 151 is going to be our course. And we'll pop that on right there, VOR. Alright, just about 10,000 feet. We're actually going to put us at 10.2. And we'll get our speed, we'll bleed our speed down to 250. You can see already the restriction right there, 250 knots. So, we're working on now. "45 miles until we get to Charlie. We have 8 minutes to descend another about 8,000 feet to Charlie. So, once we get our speed down, we'll continue on that descent.
Velocity 1918, descend and maintain 7000, QN8 1011.
Descend and maintain 7,000, velocity 1918.
Alright, we'll go with managed descent. That should take us down about 1,000 feet per minute. Hopefully, if we can stay on 1,000 feet per minute, then we'll have a... Alright, we'll go to the ground pressure. Local pressure, 1011. You see here the co-pilot flipping a few switch, turn down those landing lights.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will be arriving at our destination shortly. If you are making a connection with another flight, please contact our customer service agent meeting this flight or watch the video monitors inside the terminal for connecting a gate information. For your continued flight safety, flight attendants will now walk through the cabin to secure it for landing. We will collect any off-service items, newspapers and any other items you wish to discard or may not be taking off the aircraft with you. You are also requested to turn off all electronic devices. Stow these devices with your hand luggage, please. Please be careful when you open the overhead bins, as items may have shifted during our flight. Please stow your tray tables and return your seats to their upright positions. And check the security of your seat belts. We will be landing shortly. Thank you for your cooperation.
$1,000 to go.
Approach checklist.
Briefing.
Confirmed.
Beacon status.
Checked.
Seatbelts.
On.
Barrow ref.
1011 set.
1011 set. Minimum.
500 set. Set and checked. Set and checked.
Engine
It always
mode
likes to mess
selector.
with that. Normal. Normal.
Approach checklist complete.
Crazy how sometimes you can't pick up what you're saying. Alright. Alright, we've still got another 5 minutes to lead another 5,000 feet. Should be alright. Remember Charlie, we want to be about 1,500. Oh. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. On the Andrea Doria. Bank on the Andrea Doria. I hear that about your grandmother. So again, even though we were kind of ahead of the game, we still feel like we're falling behind the game because we're just barely hanging. Almost what I want to do. I don't know why the auto throttle insists on doing this, but it's like, let's bleed this auto throttle. Here we go. Come on. Trying to maintain 250 knots. It's like we need to slow down. We want to be about 210 once we get to the VOR, and we want to descend. So why don't we cut the engine idle? Okay, so you can see the islands right in front of us. We'll turn off the GPS now, so kind of right on top of it. There's Cocos, Keeling's islands. Not much. Airport is right on the other side. Not sure what the airport looks like here in sim. Always a little bit of a crapshoot. Okay, so we're gonna be flying over to the West Island. That's where the airport is, and not really much on the Cocos Keeling Islands. It looks like a few buildings on the West Island. But, yeah, again, the most significant settlement, well, is the airport. Actually, there's quite a few houses, apartments right near the airport. That's about it. Eastern part of a little bit of a settlement up on the eastern part over here. Looks like some beautiful beaches.
Velocity 1918, maintain 4,000.
Maintain 4,000, velocity 1918.
You can see the speed getting down to 220 knots. Green dot looks good. We're actually where we want to be. Sometimes you just got to do everything manually so you don't get too far behind. Once we're in to the VOR, we're gonna make a turn to 308 degrees. Right now we're on course 261, and then we'll be on a 308. Always run out of water by the end of these flights. You can see a settlement up there on the East Island towards the north. Yep, I saw it.
Radar altimeter alive. $1,000 to go.
Paradise Beach is a little overgrown there. There's the airport right in front of us on the West Island. Flaps 1.
Velocity 1918,
checked.
and right to heading
Flaps 1.
305, climb and maintain 4,000.
No, we're going to stay here. So I like how they don't understand that. It's like we can't just
Checked.
climb and descend at
Velocity
will.
1918, maintain 1,300.
Maintain 1,300,
There you
velocity
go.
1918.
Auto throttle on is good do.
Checked.
Velocity 1918, turn right to heading 005.
Turn right to heading 005. Velocity 1918.
Velocity 1918, cleared VORD AMI Yankee. Approach at 1,300, runway 15. Report established inbound track.
Cleared VORD AMI Yankee. Approach at 1,300, runway 15. Report established inbound track. Velocity 1918.
Flaps 2.
Speed checked.
Alright, so we kind
Flaps
of
2.
almost fell out of the sky there because I forgot that I had turned off the auto throttle and
Checked.
we kept bleeding off. Alright, making our turn to final. Oh, speed 142. Bring it down to 142. Flaps 3.
Speed checked. Flaps 3.
Flaps full.
Speed checked.
Gear down.
Flaps full.
Gear down. Landing checklist.
Gear down. Cabin crew.
Advised.
Auto thrust.
Speed.
Checked.
Set and checked.
Auto brake.
Medium.
Ecam Mano.
Landing no blue.
Landing checklist complete.
Alright, we're down at 1300. And once we get to this Foxtrot Sierra 15 Yankee, we should begin a
Checked.
3-degree descent. $1,500 for our minimum, or for our go around.
Velocity 1918 established on inbound track.
Okay, we got 15-degree or 15 knot winds coming at us, headwinds.
0 degrees at 10 knots. Clear to land 15.
They're lined up on the runway.
Cleared to land 15. Velocity 1918.
Sync rate.
100 above. 500. Minimum. 400. 300. 200. 100. 50. 40. 20. Retard. 10. 5.
Spoilers. No reverse. Engine 1 and 2. Decel. $70 knots.
Another firm landing there, but goal is to get on the runway without burning up too much of it. Now we basically have to roll all the way to the end and turn back. All the terminal and everything are right at the beginning of the runway coming this direction. Yeah, a little firm. It could have flared just a slightly more, maybe. Let's see, landing rate monitor's giving me, yeah, my pitch was only 2 degrees. If I got into 3 degrees, probably would have made it just a little bit better. Got a little low on the speed, 129 knots. Negative 258, so firm landing, but firm is okay. Basically, you want to be shooting for anything under 200 or under 300. You don't want to get too light, of course. Okay, there's not really a good turnaround in here. Go off the runway, I feel like. We've got some paths. Not very useful for us. I go off into the grass, it looks like. Uh-oh. Not sure what I'm supposed to do on this runway. There's not a lot of room. We're turning around. Whoa, 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 whoa. There we go. Alright, we'll go back to the terminal. We'll be on our left side. Clear our flaps. After landing checklist.
Flaps.
Retracted.
Spoilers.
Disarmed.
APU.
On. Alright, Vicky, have a good night. Hopefully see you tomorrow morning. Or a flight to Perth.
Take care when opening overhead lockers, as items may have moved during our flight. Mobile phones may now be used on board, and smoking is not permitted inside the terminal. Thank you for choosing to fly with us. It's been our pleasure looking after you. On behalf of your crew, we wish you a safe onward journey and hope to see you again soon.
After landing checklist. Radar. Okay, so the after landing checklist has died. Roll in here. Oh man, see what parking we can get. I don't remember which parking I set up, if I set any up with SX.
The requested position is already assigned to another aircraft.
Get parking brake set. Taxi light off. Okay, engines off. You bleed on. Seatbelt signs off. Beacon light off. Parking checklist. Parking checklist. Really, you're just gonna ignore me now? Idiot. Parking checklist. Cabin crew disarm slides and cross check. After landing checklist. Alright, he doesn't want to talk to me anymore. Okay, never mind. So, FS to crew, sometimes it gets stuck and it just doesn't want to. I can do that. There we go. Parking checklist.
APU bleed.
On.
Engines.
Off.
Seatbelts.
Off.
Exterior lights.
Nav logo on.
Fuel pumps.
Off.
Parking brake and chocks.
On.
Parking checklist complete.
Alright, let's get boarding. It looks like we can't really do any deboarding. Alright, so let's take a look at the Volanta and yes, no. There it is. Alright, Volanta, we're the first person to arrive, of course. Not many people flying between these two places. Nice straight shot out. You can see the manual takeoff. Straight shot in. Teardrop, and our landing rate, -257.41. G-force 1, that's just perfect. 170 passengers, about 3,500 kilos burned of fuel, 556 miles, and a flight time. Here it's saying an hour and 13 minutes. That's how long it took us real time. But sim time, or actual in sim world time, it would be, let's just punch this in my spreadsheet. Calculations. It out. That's going to give us a flight time of an hour and 27 minutes, block time an hour 42 minutes. We shaved off about 14 minutes with going double time. Go back here, close out Volanta, and we'll bring up the World Tour map if I can find that. There it is. There's the World Tour map. Actually, too much on there. We haven't revealed that yet. Alright, we'll come over here to the Indian Ocean, and a little group of islands right there is Cocos and Keelings today. Zoom out, and next flight we'll be headed back to Australia, and then we'll be flying across Australia to set up for a flight over here to little Norfolk Island right there in, between New Zealand and Australia and Vanuatu. Alright. Close that out. Well, thank you for that, Big Chungus. Alright, let's see. Find where I'm at. Go back in here and we'll do the gear in the aircraft checklist.
8 years.
Off.
Oxygen.
Off.
APU bleed.
Off.
Emergency exit light.
Off.
Signs.
Off.
APU and battery.
Off.
Securing the aircraft checklist complete.
Alright, yeah, I see that, Big Junkus. I'm very sad though. Damn. Alright, well, thank you for stopping in. That was our flight. World Tour flight 244. I can't believe we've done 244 flights on just this World Tour in Microsoft Flight Simulator. We're on the Cocos Islands. Next flight, we're going to be flying back down to Perth here on Virgin Australia in the Airbus A320. It'll be about a 5-hour flight, but we'll use some time acceleration. That flight will be hopefully tomorrow morning. I'm going to try to get going about 6 in the morning. We can knock that out. Want to be back in Perth, ready to fly across country, across Australia by Thursday. If you haven't already, please hit that like button. Comment on the stream after the stream is over. Leave a comment. Again, like it. Share it with anyone who's into flight simulators or flying and would be interested in a little bit of stuff like this. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. I'm also over on Twitch. I stream both these at the same time. So if you're on Twitch, feel free to join up over there. It's always helpful. And as I said, until next time, look for me tomorrow morning about 6 o'clock. That's going to be, about 9 hours from now. So hopefully we'll be streaming. Then it'll be bright and early, and we'll do some time acceleration to get in there. Yeah, I do. I hope I get more subs too. It's kind of slowed down, but it's kind of just the nature of not being able to stream on a regular schedule or really do much of anything. It's just getting in and flying. So I just kind of want to share it with whoever wants to watch and kind of keep a record of these World Tour flights. But as I said, thank you for coming in, and until next time, take care, happy flying, and keep the blue side up.